Winter is definitely here. Hi, I'm Xander, the Care of Nature Young Bachelor, and I'm back for part 3 for my series on insects. Today, we're going to be talking about the life cycle of insects. All insects, apart from a few flies and different types of aphids, start life as an egg. These eggs can range in different sizes, shapes, and colours, but the main starting point for an insect is an egg. You may remember in my Kentish Glory video that I talked about the Kentish Glory egg. These eggs, once the female lays them, are bright yellow, but soon after that, they turn purple to blend in with the branch that they're sitting on. Once the egg hatches, there's 2 ways it can develop into an adult: incomplete and complete metamorphism. Don't worry, I'll explain these terms to you soon and it'll all become very clear. Let's start with incomplete metamorphism. As I mentioned in my previous video, insects have a hard outer casing called an exoskeleton. This exoskeleton is made from a substance called chitin. Unlike skin, chitin is a non-living material, meaning that for the insect to grow, it must shed its skin. A bit like how you have to keep on buying children new trousers and tops because their clothes don't grow with them. For the insect to shed its skin, it must first create a new, flappier, not as hard inner skin. It then fills itself up with air and water, which breaks the outer skin, allowing it to emerge. After this happens, it then releases all the air and water, allowing its new skin to harden, which gives it space to grow. For young, this tends to happen between 5 and 25 times. The young of insects that use incomplete metamorphism are also known as nymphs. I have a wee diagram here of a grasshopper, and this clearly shows you the way that a nymph develops through incomplete metamorphism. Now, it starts as the egg, and slowly, after every molt or shed of its skin, it gets larger and larger. As you can see, grasshoppers have wings, and typically most insects have wings as well. So for the wings to develop, it starts with no wings, and after every couple of molts, the wings get bigger and bigger, and the wings only fully appear once a fully adult has arrived. Although the wings aren't ready to fly straight away, it takes a wee bit of time for the adults to learn the ropes of its new wings and for the wings to harden. Some nymphs, such as grasshoppers, live on land, but others, such as dragonflies, damselflies, mayflies, and stoneflies, live in the water. My glamorous assistant here, aka Dad, is using a special technique where he uses fruit to disturb all the rocks, and anything that's lying on those rocks gets caught in his net. This is one of the ways to find things such as mayflies and stoneflies. We have been lucky enough to catch a few nymphs in this fast-flowing section of the River Neffy. You can clearly see its gills moving along the side of its abdomen. This is how it breathes underwater. These nymphs can stay in the water for up to 2 years before emerging as adults. Fun fact, the mayfly is the only insect that has 2 adult stages. They would typically eat algae, however some of the larger ones can turn carnivorous. We've also found the second specimen, which is much smaller. This is a stonefly larvae. Often these two are found together, as they like similar habitats. Finding these nymphs is also a good sign that this river is free of pollution. Complete metamorphism is different, but yet super cool. This is when the young hatch from the egg and look nothing like their adult form. When the young hatch, they represent larvae. The most recognizable kinds of larvae are things like caterpillars, grubs, and maggots. Did you spot it? The pine hoverfly larvae is right here. One of my favorites. The larvae shed their skin, which is soft, a bit like the nymphs do. But at no point do the larvae look anything like their adult form. For them to eventually look like the adult form, they must pupate. This is when the larvae undergoes its final shed of its skin, where its skin tends to harden around it, making the larvae a pupa or a chrysalis. The larvae then breaks itself down into a soup kind of thing, with only a few of its cells surviving the transformation. these few cells then start to eat the soup. And after a period of time, they come out as a fully fledged adult. Think about how different a caterpillar looks to a butterfly. It's amazing, isn't it? This period of time can consist of days, weeks, months, and in some cases, even years. Did you know that if it stays in this form from summer to summer, it's called overwintering? Some examples of these insects are beetles, butterflies, moths, and a few of my personal favourites, the rare and endangered pine hoverfly and the Kentish glory moth, both of which I have a video on in my YouTube channel. So after you watch this, why not check it out? Here, I have a diagram of a butterfly's life cycle. They start from an egg, go to a hungry caterpillar, into the pupa form, and finally into their adult form. Adult and young are both beautiful, but some have some very odd features on them, which come in handy when fending off predators. I'll cover about that in my next video, so be sure to look out for it. Just so you know, if you see a pupa or a chrysalis out there in the wild, you must leave it alone, since this is a very vital part in the insect's life, and you don't want to be messing that up. Unfortunately, that has come up to the end of this video. So far in this series, I have told you about an introduction to insects, what bugs are and how they differ from insects, and now their life cycle. Coming up in this series are how insects stay alive using camouflage and their defense techniques, and finally, to round up the series, some fun facts, books and guides to help you get out there and explore. Remember to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any of the other videos in my series. Why not check out all the other videos I mentioned in this video as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!